Hello, Pyco here and welcome to my channel. Just wanna say thanks for clicking on this video and hope you enjoy. People either hate or love it. It's retro anime, mainly anime made before the computer animation techniques we use now by definition. Older anime varies just like the newest stuff, so there is no one retro anime. It's like comparing One Piece to Attack on Titan, you just don't. The term retro is like most anything that uses the term anymore, which is not a set time but a magical time made for aesthetics and just the whole 80s now. Depending on your taste, you can dabble in anything from 1963 Astro Boy by Osamu Tezuka or everyone's favorite 90s hit Cowboy Bebop. Today I'm going to try my best to convince you to let open your iron gates and let a little love in for older animes besides the classics in the I Like Retro Anime Starter Pack. The genre is large and varying, and if you give enough of a search you'll find the perfect title to binge next with the hundreds of titles varied across time. My first point is that if you are a history buff, it gives you a newer look into history, especially the history of Japan after World War II, looking at you Grave of the Fireflies. Not just sad movies though, many of the series I've watched provide interesting takes on Japan's development and the involvement of Americans after World War II despite not even being action titles. If you are interested in culture as well, this also is a great source to pick up a few new things like all anime. The next point I'd like to point out is that the characters, although still anime, have much more realism to them and are not all fan service like more modern titles. Women look like women and it's sort of nice, but I can't say all older anime is like this, cause I'd like to inform you hentai is not a newer concept. There are cel-drawn hentai films, even yaoi ones of all things. Following suit with the next point, despite having more formats with ONA being added to the list, older anime has a lot more OVAs published with no parent series than newer titles. If you are new to older anime, OVAs will be your best friend, I swear. They are short or feature-length films to an extent with a solid plot that follows an original idea or manga like most anime, but are shorter, have better animation, and have a conclusive ending unless they dare to remain cryptic like Angel's Egg. Other types of older OVAs can also be series that have longer playing times, such as the Blackjack OVAs with an hour an episode and 12 total. Another benefit is that all the titles have already been done for 20 years plus, so there is no weekly wait time until the next episode comes out. Another point that goes along with this is that older animes tend to have more episodes in a series than today's modern 12 to 20, with older titles having between 24 to 50 plus, which can be a double-edged sword because some things can be a little too long, but I would rather have something too long than short or without a proper ending. Another point, my favorite point, the art. This is probably the most disputed point on here, but hear me out. Not that newer anime is better or anything and easier to make. I'm a digital artist too, so yet I know the pain. But older anime is so beautiful after you get past the style change. There is a lot to appreciate. I threw together a few slides for this to demonstrate a little of the evolution. The first slide is from 1987. Most of the colors here have the base, then two shade layers, then a lighting layer. On top of having more detail in the character's appearance as well. Moving on to the next slide, which is from 2009. In the 2000s, not gonna lie, anime quality was pretty crappy compared to the 90s and its predecessors. I would compare it to anime that was being made in the 70s due to quality, but that's alright because with context it's when people were still figuring out how to use the new technology, and just because the art lacked quality, and only had one shade layer and very simplistic hairs, the plot was still good for most titles. The final slide is from this year 2019, and you can tell that we are heading in a good direction now. We're getting more shading and the details are going back to being more detailed than before, so within the next 10 years I'm predicting a revival of the art of animation, which would be nice. Moving on from the slides, nowadays I mostly watch films for the art alone anymore rather than the plot. Out of all retro anime, the 90s and late 80s have the best hand-drawn animation out of all the other times, with really good key pieces in the OVA, movie market, and also including general anime. I'm eventually going to make a better video on the best older anime based on the animation alone, so look out and subscribe if you are interested in the topic, because I can go on for hours about it. The last cooler point is that unlike today's animation, you can have a part of the animation if you have the right amount of cash, given that the last anime cells were made almost 20 years ago now. I'll be mentioning the cons of older anime because it wouldn't be a fair argument to my case. But the cons are the longer titles, like I said before, but that can double as a plus depending on your view of it. Gatekeepers are another problem in the community that deters people a lot with their superiority complex on online forums. The other cons are that it might be hard to find something you found on an online list while looking for the perfect retro anime without having to go to some devious websites to find it. Following that point is that not all things are dubbed if you enjoy that, or the dubs are relatively done cheaply or change the story due to American censorship at the time of broadcast. With OVAs, though, most have better or great dubs due to the VHS release rather than the TV series of the times. Anyway, with the cons wrapped up, it ends this video that best sums up the reasons why I enjoy older animes, and I hope you give them a chance too. If you don't know where to start, give me a subscribe and click that bell to see when my top 10 of all older animes video comes out, or if you feel like being generous and are just interested in a channel that covers older anime, you can click that too. Hopefully, I can see you next time, and have a good day or night, whatever or wherever you are watching. End notes time. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the generated voice, my mic is alright, I just don't like my voice that much after I recorded the script with mine, but anyway, sorry to shove this channel overview at the end of this video, but I'm making this channel mostly themed around older anime with informational videos on how stuff was made, or certain creators. Reviews of older movies, TV series and OVAs, and my opinions on them, then some manga reviews eventually. I'm going to try and stay away from mostly mainstream, if you can call them that, retro animes, because I think enough videos have been done about Cowboy Bebop and Akira. So I want to provide people with newer content they have maybe missed rather than something they've rewatched a dozen times. If you have any recommendations for my channel, leave them down below, because this channel is still in the malleable stages and can always change. Or if you have anything you want me to watch or study for a video, give me a comment and I'll look into it. Hope you enjoy this and hope to see you again. Peace out from Pyco.